Thanks to Don. Thanks for yet another opportunity for ISTV Sports Banter Corner with the NubianPrinz. You know how we do it. Clubs will cook banter, players will cook banter, and we will package it and we'll just, put it on the table and serve it to you hot, spicy, fresh, juicy. I will just serve it to you just as you know what I serve is, I call it, jollof banter. You can't wait to start it and you so much eat, when it finishes. Let's get it started. I'm going to start with the Europa League final. It was European domination for one and it was European humiliation for another. What do I mean exactly? After Sevilla beat Roma in the UEFA Europa League final, Sevilla has confirmed themselves as the European kings, Europa League kings, because there is nothing you can do about them. Each time they get to the Europa League final, they have won all. They won all the Europa League finals. All of them, there is none that they have lost. So they won all. So they have an impeccable record in the Europa League finals. As for the other, the other person that had a record going into the Europa League final, I'm talking about Jose Mourinho, Roma's man. He has also never, prior to that final, he had never lost an European Cup final. He has been to 2 Champions League finals. He won both. He has been to the Europa League final, the very first one against Rangers, against Celtic. He won. And the second, and the other one being the Europa Conference League final against Final 2 with Roma this time around, he won. The previous one, the Europa League, was with Porto, he won. Then the Champions League was with Porto, he won. Then the other Champions League was with Inter Milan, he also won. But this time around, it was a case of, he had never lost an European Cup competition, so definitely the record will still outlive the Europa League final against Sevilla. But Sevilla had other ideas as they went into that game. And of course, even though Roma scored first through Paulo Dybala, and it looks like Roma were going to run away because everybody thought that once Mourinho gets his noses in front, there was no way you were going to come back against him. But Sevilla said, "Hey guys, hold my beer. Sevilla are in town. Europa League kings are in town," and they did the unthinkable. They came back. And in fact, they tried winning it in regulation time. They tried winning it in extra time. They couldn't. Then they got to the penalties. They made sure and they delivered 4 impeccable penalties. And of course, their Moroccan goalkeeper Bono. If you watch the World Cup, you will remember. If you are a Portuguese, you will remember him. If you're a Brazilian, you will remember him because he showed those countries Pepe. He showed them Pepe at the World Cup. So Bono was on song. He was on point. He saved the penalty. He ensured that he forced another one, to hit the bar. And of course, so that was more than enough for to put Sevilla in the driving seat and to present Gonzalo Montiel, the Argentine, the guy that scored the winning penalty for Argentina to take on the World Cup, to present him yet another opportunity to etch his name in the record books by being the only player to have actually, scored in the final to score the winning penalty of the World Cup and an European Cup in the same year as Montiel, of course, delivered that and was able to do that. He delivered the World Cup in the same season, and of course, he's delivering this in the same, period. So he has been able to etch his name in the record book. So at the end of the day, Sevilla's record was still standing tall, and at the end of the day, Jose Mourinho's record had already been packaged and it was taken to the dustbin because now it has been confined to the dustbin of history. Because when you are talking about never losing an European Cup competition, you can't say that about Jose Mourinho anymore because he's already been beaten in the European, Cup competition final. So maybe you find another record to package for him. But as for that other record, it's no longer the same. So that's for that. So for Jose Mourinho, he has already been humbled in Europe. So let's leave it at that. And as for the FA Cup final, of course, it was going to be an interesting FA Cup final. We already envisaged that because it was the maiden Manchester derby FA Cup final. So everybody was buzzing, and of course, Manchester City are chasing treble. They want to equal the record set by Manchester United in 1999. They've already won the Premier League. They were favourites to win the FA Cup, and of course, it looks like they will be winning the Champions League too. So everybody thinks, why? So if anybody can actually stop them from winning the treble, it should be Manchester United themselves, because after all, they were playing them in the FA Cup final at Wembley. So why can't Manchester United stop them? And of course, it will also be the very first. It sounds an interesting one, but it will be the very first time I will call it the maiden, FA Cup final between two bodies. It was a body FA Cup final. Both managers were bald. I'm talking about Pep Guardiola is a body. I'm talking about Eric Ten Hag na body. Paris Johnny Woman Nero Lori. So it was going to be an interesting one, and everybody was thinking, where would the goals come from? Erling Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, Marcus Rashford. But it looks like Kevin Gundogan just said, hey guys, it's my show, let me just deliver it. And the guy just stole the show. Two sublime volleys. I don't blame them. I don't blame the guy just a snap picture. The first goal, he just looked at him. Though that volley bad, make we no lie. That volley bad, girl. See that volley now. Even the second one, see that even though there was so much power behind it, but he was able to have enough contact to guide it. People gonna blame the guy. Why are you blaming the guy? Why can you not blame the players that allowed him enough time to volley? Why after volleying the first one, everybody they should have policed him around and make sure that Gundogan was not left alone to have room, because you know that any little room is an invitation to unleash volley. Why are you allowing him to unleash volley? Anyways, Manchester City have won the FA Cup final, 2 trophies in the bag, 1 more to equal Manchester United's record of treble. Once they equal that record, sorry, Man U cannot be doing this. They cannot be bugaing anymore. It now be Manchester City that will go low and be bugaing, because they are the only team to have done a domestic treble. No other team has done a domestic treble in the Premier League in England. They have won the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the Carabao Cup in the same season. And if they go ahead and win this, the only thing that they would not have won is the quadruple, which of course no team ever has won. 4 trophies, but I cannot take it beyond a Pep to actually do that. But anyways, until then, they've already done 2 in trophies. So, and another interesting thing, Community Shield this season, the Community Shield, which around the beginning of next season, will be between Arsenal and Manchester City. For Arsenal, we are thinking again. They want to need Luwa, because it be like famous very Luwa party. They want to need Luwa. But anyways, that is it. For Calabar Cup winners, that is to show you how useless the cup you won is. Because at the end of the day, they cannot even count you worthy to come and play Community Shield. When the Premier League winners also won the FA Cup, they should have called Calabar Cup and said, "Oh yeah, you come and after all you are a domestic cup competition winner." But they no rate Calabar Cup at all. They now say, "Hey, second place Premier League side, go and face the double champions." That is the way they roll. And of course, my next topic will have to be the Flying Eagles. The Flying Eagles when they come home, and they don't try now. They are not doing now. They slept, they don't wake up, they don't collect the money. Don't try now, waiting. Nobody gave them opportunity. A group that had Italy, Brazil, nobody gave them a chance of qualifying at all from that group. Not to talk of winning 2 games. We all knew, we all thought that, personally, I'm going to talk personally. After their performance at the African Youth Championship, I did not think that they could even beat Dominican Republic. They were that poor. So I didn't even expect them, but they beat Dominican Republic. They beat Italy, that beat Brazil. So I was saying, this team, okay, now fluke. When they lost to Brazil, I was saying, fluke. I said it, now this team cannot go far. But after beating Argentina, before Gamini, I said, this team can beat Argentina and then they can do well. I was saying, this team, they can go far. They can go far. In fact, I said they are contenders for the competition. But after beating Argentina, when they pair them with Korea, I mean, how can you beat Argentina and lose to Korea? They can't turn ordinary arithmetic to simultaneous equation, to quadratic equation. You beat Argentina, host nation, fantastic players, you can't lose to Korea. How do you explain that? But anyway, that is how it is. They lost to Korea, they're out of the competition. I mean, it just looks like once they go behind, the Flying Eagles have issues coming back. All the matches they have won convincingly, they didn't concede. So maybe because it was the case of they never chased the game, they were leading. Because the moment they chased the game, end of story. No matter. Anyways, at the weekend, the to be championship finals, and of course, there'll be plenty banters from both sides. There'll be plenty banters. Too plenty banters. Banter ma yapa. So we go package the banter and go serve it to you all fresh and juicy this time next week. So till then, stay good, and you know how we do it. If you are a first time viewer, just do us a favor. Go to the channel, click on the subscribe button, subscribe and put on your notification. Anytime we drop new videos, especially the ISTV Banter Corner video, you will be able to view it, and of course, comment, share and like the video. And if you're a returning viewer, please do comment, do like the video, and of course share it to friends, family and even foes, because in Katoda, good thing not be for one person. Let us all enjoy the good things of life together. Until I see you same time next week. They done. Take it away, bro.